I knew I wasn't crazy to invest into Hiyori stocks because he was cooking in this chapter and we love to see it. Hey you guys, today we are going to review chapter 234 called Director, and before I give all my thoughts, feelings, and even mini theories of who I think might score the last goal, and it's not who you're thinking at all, so stay tuned for that, let's first do a quick recap of the chapter. Yori intercepts the ball and is leading the charge against Ubers, breaking through their defense. So he's really cooking and doing his thing, really showing everyone why Izaki picked him. R.I.P. Kyoto, your sacrifice will be rewarded in the PXG match. And we see Hiyori realizing that he is the key to helping Izaki grow to a world-class level, and this has become his newfound ego. We see Hiyori finally pass the ball to Izaki, but see Lorenzo show up. But Izaki saw this coming and traps the ball and it goes over Lorenzo's head. After this, it seems like Izaki has gotten past the biggest threat, but then Kaiser shows up and he announced that he's going to take the ball from Izaki. But of course, Izaki's not going to just let that happen, so he kicks the ball with his direct shot, but so does Kaiser with his Kaiser impact. But then the shot is blocked by Baru of all people. With the ball now in the air, it's anyone's game, and Hiyori realizes that the field is evolving faster than him and even Izaki can see, so they need to level up again. And one more move needs to be discovered in order to end this match, with the next chapter being called The Meaning of Being Born. So that was just a quick summarization of the events that happened in 234, and as for my thoughts about the chapter, I thought it was fine. I am ready for the Ubers match to finish up soon, so hopefully within the next 2 to 3 chapters the match will be done. But my favorite part of this chapter and the past few chapters has been seeing Hiyori's development, since as someone who's liked Hiyori's character for quite some time now, it's been amazing seeing his development, since I remembered a time when people thought Hiyori wasn't going to be a relevant character, and I even thought that his development wasn't going to come until the PXG match. So to see how much he's grown in this match has been really cool. And of course, aside from Hiyori's development, another part that I found interesting about this chapter was actually the last panel shot. Since the shot in the final panel with the ball being up in the air kind of gives me the vibes from the second selection match when the ball was in the air and happened to end up in Rin's possession, and the match ended with Rin scoring, and that moment was determined by luck, which Blue Lock tells us that luck within itself is a skill. So Izaki could potentially learn that lesson again with Baru getting the ball and scoring another hat trick and a win for an Ubers. Personally, I don't think that's what's going to happen. And now we're going to get into the theories of the 2 players that I think could potentially score. And these theories are a bit out there, so I need you guys to stick with me and hear me out. Well, I think the author is probably going to make Bastard win, even though I think Ubers winning would actually be better for the story, but that's for a future video. If Ubers does win, personally, I don't think the author will have Baru get another hat trick, since basically at that point, Baru's value should be well above every other player's in the Blue Lock project, with no one being able to even touch his value for the rest of the league. So I don't think the author will do that, since it would just make Baru too overpowered as a character. So I think that if the Ubers does end up getting the win, then it's going to be another Ubers player. But my money is actually going to be on Sendo, which I know might sound strange, but let me explain. Since while most of the focus on the Ubers team has been on Lorenzo Baru, Sendo has been having a silent redemption throughout the Ubers match, since his minor storyline in the past was that he couldn't score in the U20 game against the Blue Lock 11, even though he was the ace striker for the U20 Japan team. And after this, many wrote off his character as being too confident in all talk, which was definitely true for his character at the time in the U20 Japan arc, but now during the Ubers match, he has shown that he is an important factor to the Ubers team with his position, showing that he has clearly grown in his skills. And while Sendo got clowned on quite a bit for not being able to score back in the U20 Japan arc, being the ace striker for the U20 Japan team isn't an easy feat to do, so we know that he has scoring abilities. Plus, while Baru is the main striker for the Ubers, Sendo is the second striker for the team, meaning if he sees an opportunity to score, he could take it. Plus, I thought it was interesting that the author decided to keep Sendo in the match when him and Corona came off so the master strikers could play, since like Corona, the author could have made it so Sendo was too tired to play and could have let another player from the Ubers team, specifically one of the Blue Lock players we haven't seen yet, come on to play, not necessarily giving them a big moment, but at least giving them the opportunity to be on the field. So the fact that Sendo came back makes me think that he could play a big factor in the final goal for the Ubers if they win. Plus, this part is a bit more of a stretch, but the next chapter is called The Meaning of Being Born. And something I noticed is that the Blue Lock chapter titles can be misleading and not easy to predict who they're talking about. Since the chapter called E4 was about Isagi, Bachira, Chigiri, and Kumagami, while the chapter called Ace Eater was Lorenzo's official announcement as a new Gen 11 player. So these titles can truly be about anyone, and being born can literally mean coming into existence or emerging as a new individual. So this could mean Sendo, since it would be a nice close-off to his storyline of not being able to score, and it would basically be him being born again as a new character. You know what, I might just be yapping at this point, but let's keep it going, since the next person that I potentially think could score is Mr. Wildcard himself, Kumagami. And I know what you're thinking, Kumagami has basically been MIA for the past few chapters. I mean, if it wasn't for the few glimpses we got of him here and there, I would literally think he was out on a coffee break. But while Kumagami's fraud allegations have been getting more intense with each passing week, we do know that Kumagami's time is coming, with his showdown against Shidou coming soon in the PXG match. And it does seem odd that the author would have Kumagami so off-screen for this match, since this seems like the perfect time to start having Kumagami at least being seen as a threat in this match to hype him up for the PXG match. But maybe the way that the author wants to hype him up is by having Kumagami come in last minute and make the final goal. Since I see the vision now, Kumagami makes the goal, we see everyone shocked, but they start to cheer. And the final panel cuts to Shidou in the PXG room, watching the TV, having seen Kumagami's amazing goal, and he just smiles, looking fired up. Like, you cannot tell me that would not be so hype. But at the end of the day, these are just mini theories that I have and shouldn't be taken too seriously, since I just wanted to add them onto my review video since I thought of them, and they weren't big enough to turn into their own theory videos, but I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys, so you can let me know what you think about them in the comments. But to close out this video, what I do think is most likely going to happen is that everything seems to be pointing towards Bastard winning this match. So in that case, if Bastard does win and my Kumagami mini theory isn't true, then I think the final goal is going to be done by Izaki with an amazing assist by Hiyori. Since the chapter being called The Meaning of Being Born could be about Hiyori feeling like a brand new person and being born again, as he has now found his passion for football. But let me know in the comments who you think will make the final goal and what you think will happen next. This was my first chapter review, since over 90% of you guys said you'd be down for me to do chapter reviews, and I just want to have fun with them, either doing theories and predictions in them, or just sharing my thoughts and feelings about the chapter, or doing a mix of both. So let me know what you guys thought about it, and definitely like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!